Most people think that walking is just about getting steps. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why when you walk is as important as how much you walk, because it's not just getting 10 or 12,000 steps. It's about exactly the time of the day when you get those steps to improve your metabolism. So without further ado, the first period that you want to get your steps is morning in a fasted state. If you get your steps in the morning in a fasted state, no food, just water. You can have a black coffee before to enhance fat burning. This will go directly into your fat storage, because if you finish your dinner, let's say at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m., then you get your steps at, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 a.m. in a fasted state. This is massive, not only for mental clarity, also for fat burning and circadian regulation. For example, I finished my meal yesterday at 8 p.m. and now it's currently 9 a.m. and I'm just getting my steps in a fasted state. I drank a lot of water. I had a black coffee before as well. So no food. I'm just getting my steps, walking, low impact. This is great for recovery. I've done 4 training sessions this week, and today is just about recovering. Morning in a fasted state, get sunlight. This is great for fat burning, for mental clarity, circadian rhythm regulation, and cortisol management. This is one of the periods that you want to incorporate walking. You can do this for 15 or 20 minutes, even better. Do it for 30 or 40 minutes, which is what I'm currently doing, 30 minutes fasted walk. That's the number one period where you want to get your steps. One thing that you can always implement in your lifestyle is aim to get at least 3,000 or 4,000 steps before you have your first meal. Don't just wake up and go straight to eat. Just like wake up, hydrate, a little bit of water, a little bit of lemon, salt, then wait, let's say 1 or 2 hours to have your black coffee, and then just get your steps, or just hydrate, get your steps, and then have your coffee. So ideally, water first, get some movement, walk in a fasted state, 15, 20, ideally 30 minutes, get some light without sunglasses. I have here my sunglasses, but I'm not using them because it removes the benefit from the sunlight to regulate your circadian rhythm. Which brings me to the second period of the day where you want to get your steps, which is after lunch. Why is it so important after lunch? A lot of people struggle with low energy, especially after 2, 3, 4 p.m. Get sluggish, no energy, yawning, like you feel lethargic. That's super, super common. And that's a problem with insulin. A lot of people have carb-rich meals for lunch, and then that spikes the insulin, and after 30 minutes or 1 hour, they're sleepy. And one of the ways to prevent this is to get your steps after lunch. So you have your lunch, go for a 10 or 15-minute walk. What's going to happen is that you're going to decrease your insulin levels, you're going to decrease your glucose levels, and you're going to facilitate gastric emptying. Now, translating this, what it means is that you're going to basically make use of the sugars of the meal. Because if you eat and then you just sit and start working, you're going to have a massive crash, because your insulin spikes, then you're going to have a massive crash. You're going to feel super tired, like you're going to have that energy crash at 3 p.m. that you're probably struggling with, which is very common. The best way for you to prevent this is eat, have your lunch, ideally not a lot of carbs, and then just get your steps. Walk 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Even if you cannot go for a walk, at least just move. Don't just sit, like move. Do something, do some calls like walking. Just make sure that you move at least 10 or 15 minutes after lunch, because you're going to make use of the fuel. You're going to prevent that insulin spike, facilitate digestion, and decrease your blood sugar levels. Which brings me here to the third period where you want to get your steps, which is after dinner. Why is it so important to have steps after dinner? One of the reasons is similar to the second one I just told you about, which is you're going to decrease your insulin levels, minimize your insulin spike, and facilitate digestion. But after dinner, a lot of people are struggling with sleep. The problem with sleep is that a lot of people are with high cortisol in the evening. Why? Because you're on the screen, you're watching TV, you're scrolling on social media, you're with a lot of lights on your living room or on your room, or your lights on, scrolling on social media, like calls or with family or watching television. All of this shuts down the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that you want to release at night to be sleepier. The problem is that it's increasing your cortisol as well. Cortisol is a stress hormone that you want to manage accordingly. In the morning, when you wake up, you want cortisol to go up a bit, because this is what's going to boost your alertness. You're going to feel more alert, you're going to feel more awake. So it's good to actually raise cortisol a little bit in the morning. But in the evening, especially 1 or 2 hours before bed, you want cortisol to be lower. Why? Because if your cortisol is high, you're not going to be able to sleep properly. It's going to interfere with your REM sleep, with your deep sleep. So you're going to sleep 6 or 7 or 8 hours, but you're still going to feel tired. You're not going to feel as restored. So that's probably problem with cortisol. In the evening, you want your cortisol levels to be low. And one of the best ways for you to do this is to actually have your dinner, not a lot of carbs. You can have a few carbs. Carbs are great in the evening, a little bit of rice, a little bit of potato, because it will promote serotonin release, which will make you more relaxed. So not a bunch of carbs, but healthy carbs, like good sources of carbs at night, 2 or 3 hours before bed, and then just go for a walk. Why? Because this evening walk after your dinner will decrease your insulin levels, and it will decrease your cortisol levels as well. It will make you more relaxed. It will make you calm. It will improve your digestion as well. It will facilitate gastric emptying, which will therefore lead to deeper sleep. So it's crucial that you get your steps as well after dinner. This will help you massively with your sleep. It will improve your deep sleep. It will improve your REM sleep. And it's definitely a period where you want to get your steps. And again, I'll give you the same principles. Walk 10 minutes, walk 15 minutes. If you want to walk 30 minutes, just don't eat and don't just sit, because you're going to spike your insulin. You're going to store that glucose. So you want to make use of that glucose. You want to make use of those sugars of the food. So just move. For example, now I'm in Portugal. I'm getting my morning steps in a fasted state. Yesterday, I had a big dinner because I'm with my family. I'm eating way more than I usually do in the evening. Usually when I'm in Dubai, I eat around 7 p.m. And here I finish my dinner at 9:15, which is pretty late. So what I did is I didn't go to bed at 10. I went to bed at 11:30 p.m. So I wait at least 2 hours. But from 9:30 p.m. to 10:15, I was walking outside for 45 minutes. So these are the non-negotiables that you need to have in place. You cannot just eat everything that you want and then have the best shape that you want as well. So there is always a trade-off. I'm spending time with my family. I eat what they prepare for me. And instead of just sitting in the living room with them, I just go for a walk. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Like, there needs to be a trade-off. You cannot have everything. Everything is about a trade-off. So understand that, and you're going to be able to be in shape, to not just be in shape, but to have better health, better metabolism, better sleep, feel better overall. So these are the kind of things that you want to do on a daily basis. So guys, that's what we have for today. 3 periods where you want to get your steps. 1, morning walk in a fasted state, 20 to 30 minutes, preferably getting sun, exactly what I'm doing now. 2nd period, after lunch. It will prevent energy crash and ensure you stay fully energized the rest of the afternoon. It will improve your glucose levels and minimize insulin spikes. 3rd period, after dinner, it will improve your sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. It will decrease your cortisol levels, which is key for you to relax and have a better restorative sleep. These are the 3 periods. Now, go out there, apply this. I hope this was useful. Now, let's finish this morning walk. Have a nice high protein breakfast, and I'll see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.